Welcome to Whisperwood Stories. Today we read a story from Nosleep by user Averagedropout. Let's begin, shall we? My wife keeps following me, but I don't think it's her anymore. Hey, I told myself I wouldn't rely on this stuff for help, but I don't know who to turn to anymore. Let me start from the beginning. My name's James. I'm 32 years old, and my wife, Isabel, is 28. She and I have been married for about 3 years. She's a generally nice and caring person. She's also very smart and is very careful. Recently, her actions have made it seem like she was never any of those things. Anyways, one day we were watching a horror movie, my favorite genre. It's not often we watch this, because she's scared. So I was surprised when she even bothered to recommend it. Why? Not that I'm opposed. You just never usually go for horror. I had to ask, of course. But she just shrugged, taking the popcorn out of the microwave and walking to the living room. Of course, I followed, enthusiastic about this newfound Isabel. I haven't decided yet, but I'm stuck on American Psycho or classic Halloween. I looked at both of the discs. You can never go wrong for choosing a classic Halloween movie, stalking and killing. She smiled, but it wasn't her usually gentle smile. It was a weird, eerie smile, kinda like the ones you would see in a horror movie where the psycho grins in front of their prey. I shrugged it off and decided not to think too much of it, since she seemed excited. While watching the movie, though, I noticed something weird about my wife. Usually, during the gory scenes, she would look away or gag. Again, it's just how she was. This time was drastically different. She watched intently, like as if she were taking mental notes. After the movie had ended, I was tired. I checked the time, and it was already 1 a.m. All right, babe. I kiss her cheek. Let's get ready for sleep. I don't want you too exhausted for work tomorrow. Yeah, she said quietly, following me. Again, she was different and acting strange. I decided I'd talk to her about it tomorrow, but by morning, she was already gone. I texted her, telling her we needed to talk and that I was worried about her. She read it, but didn't respond, so I assumed it's because of work. This was normal, her reading but not responding, but something still felt off. Maybe it was wrong of me, but I decided to rummage through her stuff, seeing if she was hiding anything or doing drugs that I wasn't aware of. After finding nothing, I gave up and went for a walk instead. And even hung out with my best friend and his wife, telling them about the strange occurrence that happened last night with my wife and I. Maybe she changed her mind. Who knows? It's like my wife with murder podcasts these days. He laughed, and I laughed with him, but I still wasn't convinced. It was getting late, and my wife was about to be home. I bought Chinese food and thought she'd want something simple. I set up the plates, and the dinner table, and then the food. By the time she got home, she seemed exhausted, but also excited. I placed her plate on the side of the table, and she pulled her chair to sit behind me, holding her plate of food and eating. It felt like she was staring, so I turned around to find that she was staring. I was creeped out, of course, and got scared, but I didn't say anything. Instead, I finished eating and then started doing the dishes. Putting her plate in the sink, she sounded like she walked away. Maybe this wasn't too much, but I was still relieved. She was really creeping me out. I turned around to grab whatever was left, and again, there she was, directly behind me. God damn it, Isabel. You really scared me. I put my hand over my heart and breathed heavily. My thoughts scattered in what just happened. Boo, she said quietly, making her way upstairs. I'm sure she was still smiling. Though it's too soon to say, my wife was horrifying to me now. After I did the dishes, I walked upstairs and went to take a shower. I thought I heard the shampoo drop, so when I went to check, instead of seeing the wall, I saw my wife. She scared me so bad I fell out of the shower and onto the floor, badly hurting myself. Isabella! I yelled, but all she said was, boo, with that wicked smile, and walked out of the shower. Still in her clothes and drenched, I quickly locked the door in panic that she would follow me again, directly behind my back. When I got out of the shower, she was already in bed, sleeping. I got in next to her and turned to face her. Hey, Isabella? I silently called for her name, but she didn't respond. I started gaslighting myself and thinking, she's just having fun. She's usually not playful, but she's trying something new, clearly. I turned, going to sleep, but I had trouble. I had a feeling she was staring at me, and when I turned to face her, she was. She was mainly devoured by her blankets, but she was staring at me with wide eyes and a sinister smile. My heart almost stopped with the fear that she caused me, but I stayed calm. Isabella, we need to talk, I said, more confident in hopes she'd actually pay attention. You are scaring the life out of me and I got hurt. Is everything all right? Are you just trying something new? She didn't respond. Instead, she frowned and turned away. I fell asleep later, still feeling her eyes on me, but I tried my hardest to avoid at all cost. The next morning, she wasn't there, but I was paranoid, believing she was there, directly behind me and watching me. I constantly take quick turns, but she would never appear. As soon as I heard the front door open, I went to go greet her, but she wasn't there. She left the door open, so I shut it and called for her. I suddenly had that heavy feeling that someone was behind me, and when I turned, there she was, again. Isabella, this needs to stop. You're terrifying me. Instead, she stepped aside, smiling, pretending to walk away. I turned, knowing she was behind me. What are you doing? But all she did was tail me from behind and stare, with that wild smile. Even while eating, she didn't take her eyes off her food. Mindlessly, she ate and ate until she figured there wasn't anything left. She waited until I left or walked away to follow me. I couldn't take it anymore. One night, while I assumed she was sleeping, I ran out of the house and tried my best to just go for a walk, but again, I got the heavy feeling she was behind me. Paranoid, I turned, but she wasn't there. But I kept turning around, thinking maybe she's following me fast. I panicked and started running as far away from her as I could, asking people if she was behind me, but no one saw her. Every person that passed me, I asked, and every person still said no. I know she's behind me. She won't stop following me. So please, anyone, please, I'm begging you, what do I do? Why is she doing this? She's always behind me. I think she's behind me right now. Thank you for listening to Whisperwood Stories. If you enjoyed, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Do you have a story that you'd like me to read here? Consider commenting or sending it to whisperwoodsubmissions@gmail.com. The story in this video was read with the author's permission. Thank you again for listening, and be sure to check out the original Reddit post. Don't let the shadows get too close.